Everybody, I'm on a GasGas. This is a GasGas EC 300. I have 2.6 miles on the bike. That's it. So you're seeing the very first few minutes. 2.6 miles is all that's in the book, under the brook, under the water under the bridge, whatever you want to say. So this is my first time experiencing the KTM Husky GasGas 2022 fuel mapping, and also obviously my first time with the GasGas. So I went through and I did a few setup items, like I set the sag, I put tubeless, I put some tires on here that I know really well, check clickers, that kind of stuff. Something that I didn't do is I didn't touch my power valve, and I didn't do the air bypass, like the idle screw mod. I did not do that. I may end up doing it, but I just wanted to see what their mapping was like and what their idling was like without touching anything. Okay? And I'm not pushing it here. I have hardly ridden at all in the last 6 weeks. I've got like 1 hour on a dirt bike in the last 6 weeks. So I'm just taking it easy. I'm out here alone today. So brought a drone, brought another camera, brought a couple cameras. One is in my backpack. So I got tools and water and a big camera in the backpack and just going. So here are the first initial impressions. Something about this bike, this EC 300, makes it feel really short front to back. Yeah. I don't know exactly. I don't know if it's any shorter wheelbase than like a KTM XCW or the Husky TE. I don't know if it's actually any shorter, but I'll tell you, it feels a little shorter right now. I didn't touch my forks as far as like moving them up in the triple clamps, so, but it does feel super short. Not exactly. It also feels pretty darn quick to turn. You know, like Agile. So that's been pretty fun. Still on the GasGas. It's still the maiden voyage on this thing. Just cutting it up. We've definitely got the wide ratio gearing on here. Similar, well, it's the same thing as what you've got on a KTM XCW or the Husqvarna TE on this. Oh yeah! On the old EC 300. And that front wheel is just glued to the pavement. It's so good. Not pavement, glued to the ground. It's just absorbing everything, all these little rocks and roots and bumps. And I love seeing, it's like having that red out of my peripheral vision. It's a little bit wider, seems like a little bit wider of a front fender, but I like it. Love the shape of this bike. I mean the color. I love the red. Love me some red. I just like variety. To me, variety really is the spice of life. You know? For sure. Something else that I've noticed is that, man, this bike feels super smooth on the low end. Like as far as like the first, you know, low part of the RPM range, this thing is, I mean, it's a 300 two-stroke, so it's a tractor, but it's got a really smooth power. I don't know if I will ever even adjust the power valve, because sometimes I don't. Every bike's a little different. I will definitely, well, I'll probably tune the air bypass screw, and like, oh crap, got sleeping there, Kyle. And like I said, I know I may do that air screw mod, idle screw mod, so that I can adjust my idle independent of that air bypass screw. Those are the things. Yeah, it's got this like jumpy, agile, nimble feel to it. It isn't the lightest bike. This was, I'll probably roll in a shot right now. I like to weigh the bikes clear full of fuel with no aftermarket parts, and even though this thing didn't come with a skid plate, doesn't come with handguards, you can see that I don't have handguards on it yet. The bike was still, this GasGas was still a wee bit heavier than some of the bikes that I've had, some of the other TPI bikes I've had recently. Let's get you stopped, get you pointed in another direction. So, I think I want to go this way, actually. I haven't been up here. I don't think I've ridden this trail for a year. I think the last time I was on this trail, I was going the opposite direction, and I was on my, it was like a year ago, almost exactly, and I was on my 2021 KTM 250XC. So, let's talk about the front fork of Skosh. I had heard from a couple people that the valving got stiffer in 2022. But maybe that was just on the air fork, because I can tell you this Explorer fork does not feel like it's any stiffer. It is nice and plush, extremely plush for this single track stuff and what have you, with these like little rocks. Man, it's good. The last few years, at least 2020, 2021, and 2022, this Explorer 48 fork, I think, has been frickin' money, dude. It's hard to see. I'm getting glare off the sun. But yeah, it's very settled on that front fork. Oh my gosh. It feels so good, guys. Oh yeah. Little whoop there. Little whoop action. Oh, and by the way, I'm loving seeing the red front fender. I love the way this thing looks. I wish they would have done a red rear fender. They went with white. And it's not like it's ugly or anything, but I wish they would have done a red rear fender, because this bike would look even sicker. That's good. I'm starting to feel a little bit of a burn in my back. Low back. That's good. Like the muscles, you know? yeah, ouch, hit that tree with my arm. I think this sucker, this thing is bad, dude. A little bit different feel to it than the Kato, just a little, you know. And I'm pretty sensitive to how the KTM bikes feel. Huskies a little bit too. I don't ride the Huskies as much, especially not recently, but yeah, this has just a kind of a cool feel. It's like let me stop here for a second. Who knows if any of you guys are still even watching this. Get this thing roll forward a little bit. But yeah, GasGas EC 300, that's gonna tip. But I'm really pleased with it so far. Again, where it feels short to me is short front to back. I'm interested to line it right up with an XCW and just kind of see if I can tell any difference visually. Obviously, I put the skid plate on there, SXS skid plate. Obviously, I put on these fork guards there, and then I changed the wheels. This is a spare wheel set. I do not like the brushed aluminum look. I really like the chrome, the black look. And these rims have gone on several different bikes, so I like that look quite a bit better. But yeah, see, I'd like this to be red. And then when you've got white here on you end up kind of making things look kind of nasty. These are my Alpine Star Tech 10 boots. They are getting a little bit looser. They're very stiff, but okay. So I'm gonna keep riding this bike, but those are just kind of like some initial thoughts on it. Pretty dang cool.